Morning, everybody. Welcome to the Red Deer Museum and Art Gallery. Sorry for that little telephone ringing off. Hi, I'm Heather. Um, this is our very last mini-mag for the school year. We're starting again in September. So today we're doing something super fun. We're going on the road. We're going outside for part of it to do some painting. So we are making a weaving, and it's called Snakes in the Grass because you'll see there's little snakes weaving through the grass. So for this project, you're going to need a large piece of paper that you're going to be painting green, and we're going to go outside and we're going to paint it with our feet. So that will be exciting. And then for the snakes, you just have to have your paper for your snakes that is longer than your paper for your grass. So it can be any size as long as your snake paper is longer than your grass paper. So, are you ready to get started? Because we are going to go outside and paint. Now, I've never tried to paint with a paintbrush using my toes. So we're going to try that out right now. Get your stuff, get your paper, get your paint. You'll need green, different colors green, maybe some yellow, throw that in. And get a big fat paintbrush and meet me outside. All right, let's go. You ready, Emma? Hey, everyone, come on. We're going outside of the museum. I've got my paint. I've got a couple colors, and I got a big fat paintbrush. We're coming outside. This is outside the SDS, or the room that we do programs with the kids. Just outside, we have a nice little green area. So I have my paper taped down to a board so it doesn't wiggle around. I'm going to take off my shoes. And here's my paint. Now I'm going to try to do it holding the paintbrush with my toes, miniMAGers. You give that a try too. If it doesn't work, remember we can always use our toes just like our fingers and do some finger painting. But let's try it. I'm going to dip. I'm going to paint. Now all we have to do is make sure we get paint all over our paper. Mix. This isn't so bad. I thought it might be tougher. I might get a toe cramp though. How you doing, guys? How's your painting going?
Avery and Parker are both here.
Avery and Parker, are you painting outside yet? It's hot enough that it should dry super fast. I know Avery graduated from grade 2. And I saw Parker graduated from, it wasn't kindergarten, was it, Parker? You graduated from preschool. Please tell me it wasn't kindergarten. Because I'm hoping that you're going to come and see me next year when you are in kindergarten. Hey, look, I'm doing pretty good. Okay, I'm going to flip it around so I can get the top part again. And you'll see how we have different shades of green, just like a regular grass. A little bit up here. Ooh, doing pretty good. Look at that. Want to fill in all the white spots. Looks like I have a little bit right here. Might just use my hands to get this last little bit. There. Now, the thinner you make your paint, the faster it's going to dry. I have one that's already dry, so I won't have to worry about that. But for the rest of you, if you spread out your paint so that it dries fast. We're also going to be making our snakes while we're waiting for our papers to dry, so you'll have a little bit of time. So, you ready? Put our shoes back on and we'll head back into the museum. Come on, everybody, come with me. Did I squish you, Emma? All right, that was exciting. Now we have our green paper, and we're just going to set that aside now to dry. And we're going to work on our snakes. So I'm making snakes, but if you want to make earthworms, that's totally cool too. So if you made earthworms, you may want to use pink paper, but I'm going to make snakes, and I'm going to make yellow snakes. And the only thing that you need is to have probably at least 3 snakes. I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but you don't have to make that many. It's up to you, but 3 for sure. So I have my big yellow paper right here. And my green paper is this wide, so I'm making sure I have yellow paper that's wider. So I'm going to have to go across like this. Now, if you want, you can draw on a shape of a snake first, or you can just cut it out. But the shape of a snake, here, let's use this side. All it needs is a rounded head and a pointed body. A pointed tail. This goes to a point like that. And we want to make at least 3 of them. Remember, we talked about that. That way, when you're making your weaving, you'll be able to tell that it's a weaving if you don't have that many. Now I drew 3 like that. I should have used a darker marker. In between each of these snakes, I could probably have another snake. So I probably have at least 5 here. Now you need your scissors, and let's get snipping. So I'm just going to cut all along one edge to start with. And then I will use my scissors to go around the heads after. Do some rough cutting. And we're also going to be using paper, scrapbook paper, or any collage paper, or bits of magazine, or even markers or crayons to put markings and decorate our snakes after we get them all cut out. This one has a super fat head. All right, so here I've got one shape. So now I'm going to just trim around his head. So there's his head. And if I want his body to be a little bit, or his tail to be a little bit more pokey, pointy, there. So that's one. Same with this one now. Just going to round his head. Make him look snaky. Now I picked yellow because I know that there are yellow corn snakes. I know some of you really like snakes, so you probably know a lot more about them than me. I don't really like snakes. I find them a little bit scary, but I'm sure some of you love them. Some people even have pet snakes. We have lots of summer students working here at the museum this year over the summer, doing different programs, doing day camps and things like that. And I'm sure out of all of them, there are probably a few of them that love snakes. Maybe they even have some. Now I have 2 scraps from the middle, and I'm just going to turn them into snakes. So this one has a fatter end on this side and a skinnier end on this side. So I'm just going to round off his one end to make a head. trim along his body to the tail, and then I'm going to make a more pointy tail. That one looks like it ate something. Maybe a bird. He's got a fat belly. And then here I have one more, and it's fairly skinny, so this is going to be a skinny snake. So same thing. It's going to round off his head. I guess they do kind of look like worms, don't they? I think my snakes are kind of fat. All right. So now I have 5 snakes, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to want our snakes to go, they're going to be going in opposite directions. So one way, that, like this, when we're finally doing our weaving. So I'm going to start off putting their faces on. Now, this marker is a little bit skinny. Let's see if I can find a fatter one. I'm going to give them a nice eye, and I think I'll give them a happy smiley face so that I don't think they're going to bite me. They're going to be happy snakes. Or earthworms, whichever you decide. There. And now I'm going to decorate their bodies. Now you can use markers if you want. I have a whole big bucket full of scrap cardstock. We always keep our leftovers when we're making things here. So I have just a whole bunch of colors, and I'm just going to cut out some shapes and glue them on. So let's start with some green. I'm going to cut a long, thin strip. And now I'm just going to cut it into some long rectangles. Like that. And I'm going to choose one of my snakes. I think I'll probably start with the top one. And I'm going to glue on some stripes. So let's see. I'm going to put one up here. And I think I'll put stripes all along his body. Some of my stripes might be too long, so I can always trim those off later if they go over the edge. But this one is going to be a green striped snake. He's going to be a little bit camouflaged in the grass because of his green stripes. Let's see, do I have enough? Let's think about different shapes that we can use to decorate on our snakes. So you can have stripes like this. This one's all very thick stripes, so they could be thin stripes. We can make shapes like triangles and circles, squares, lines, squiggles. All right, you see how it's going over the edge here a little bit? So I can just take my scissors, flip it over, and then you can see where you just need to snip so they all match the edge of your snake. There. And I could use my little snips to continue along the length of his body. There. I don't know, do we have many snakes in Alberta? I know we have rattlesnakes further south. We have garter snakes. I don't know of any other snakes that we have. If you know, write it in the comments, and then we'll be able to talk about what colors they are. I think garter snakes are green, maybe greeny brown. Okay, there's one snake finished. Let's move to the next. Let's see what color paper I have. I have some of this really nice teal color. Maybe I'll cut some wavy lines, skinny wavy lines. So school is out for everyone now. Are you all excited with the hot weather? What kind of exciting things are you planning on doing this year? Especially now, starting tomorrow, we don't have to wear masks unless you want to. So that will be great. I've got one more and then we'll see how far we get. I can't see any chats yet. Emma, has anybody been chatting to me?
Mm-hmm.
I have. Oh, they have?
Yep.
Okay, Emma will come and show me what it is. Emma's our savior. I was just saying earlier that thank goodness for Emma. Rattlers down in the south. That's right, Lindsay. And I think rattlers, aren't they kind of brown? Which way should I put the stripes on this one? Like this? Should I put one long stripe going down? Maybe that's what I'll do. I think they kind of match like the sagebrush and things that are in the area. So that would be dusty brown color. Funny story. My husband was in Arizona, I'm pretty sure. And he was golfing and he lost a ball and he never listened to what they told him. Said, if you lose a ball, never go look in the bushes. He went and looked in the bushes and he almost got bit by a rattlesnake. Funny story for me, not for him. He heard it rattle and he stopped. Smart man. Yeah, this one I'm going to put a stripe right down his whole body. There. I'm just going to tear it off right there. Should I put an extra one right in the middle where he's fattest? Maybe I will. I've got this piece. I'll put one right there. Excellent. Parker and Avery, what color snakes are you guys making for yours? Are you making snakes or are you making earthworms? Okay, so that one's finished. Let's look in our pile of scraps and see what other colors we have. Do we want one that kind of blends in? I've got some red, some orange, and I have some sparkles. Shall we make one that's sparkly? Yeah, it's always good to have sparkles. Oh, you're just making random colors? Excellent. Good idea. So I think I've got this piece of glitter paper. I think I'm just going to cut some random triangles and then put it on my snake. I won't make them too big. I hope that you guys really try to paint outside with your feet. It's kind of fun. Even if you don't use a brush and you just use your feet. It's a good way to start off the summer, being messy. There, so I have a bunch of triangles. This is going to be my rattlesnake, Lindsay and Parker and Avery. Parker's making snakes from different countries. Of course Parker is. He's probably going to make them so that they match the flag. Oh, that's a good idea, Parker. You should make flag snakes. Parker is one of my little friends who knows every flag from every country. You cannot trick him. He should go on Ellen or Jeopardy. So I'm just going to alternate these triangles going down the length of its body. It's going to be my rattlesnake because I think they kind of have these triangles on them. I'm feeling a bit gluey here. My fingers are gluey. Parker, you should totally make flag snakes, though. I think that would be a super good idea. Parker probably knows the different snakes for each country. He's a flag savant. This guy's looking pretty good. I like all those triangles. So if any of you are interested in day camps, I think there's still some openings for the younger kids and the older kids. They run for 6 weeks during the summer. And I think you can just register for random ones. You don't have to do the whole week. Is that right, Sia?
Sorry.
Can you just do random ones, or do you have to register for the whole week?
I believe you have to register for the summer camps are 4 weeks for the younger kids.
Oh,
15
it's you go for a whole week at a time. For all you mums out there, you need a week off during the summer. We have the place to send them. Okay. Okay. My fingers are almost stuck. I think I have room for one more. Right at this end. That's a pretty good looking snake. I like that glitter paper. Okay. Maybe I'll just do one more. How's our time doing? Oh, we can do two. Okay, let's see what else we've got. We had this orange and deep red with some brown. Parker's favorite color is blue, so I think I should do some blue just for Parker. I've got this color, blue Parker. Is that a good one, or should I find a different color? It'll be darker. It doesn't look very Spider-Man-y, does it? Our blue selection is not that great. We only have this one color. Oh, this one. This is perfect. This is Parker's favorite color blue, I'm sure. I think I should cut some circles. So to make a circle, I'm just going to cut a strip that would make, I will be able to make squares with. Because a circle fits exactly inside of a square. I should use my bigger scissors. So I'm going to cut some square-ish. It doesn't have to be exactly. Like that. I'm just using these as a guide. How many circles can I make? So I'm not sure what we're going to do for fun. Avery asked to make purple, pink, and gold. Avery, I don't think I have any gold. I'll look. I have purple and pink for sure. The next one will be Avery's snake, and I'll use all your favorite colors. Okay, so I'm just going to make a roundy shape out of all these blue squares. Avery, if I make a snake with purple, pink, and gold, it's going to kind of look like a unicorn snake. You can even put a little horn on it, and it could look like a unicorn. Oh, look at this. Saya found us a teeny tiny piece of gold, so we'll make sure to use that, Avery. We're cutting all our circles, and they don't have to be perfect. They're just circle-ish. Avery and Parker went and camped. I saw that they went and camped at Discovery Park. And I thought you were camping outside with the bears. So you would hear the bears and the what else is there? They don't have lions, do they? They have jaguars growling and making noises. And then I thought you said you stayed inside the building. That was surprising. I didn't know they did that. I thought you had to camp like outside. Okay, I've got all my circles done. If you've ever been to Discovery Park, it's by Innisfail, and it's a very big area, land-wise, and they have lots of different animals like bears, like grizzly bears, and I don't know if they have black bears, do they? And wolves and jaguars, ostriches and camels, and they have beavers. They actually even have a beaver that you can get your picture taken with. Avery, when they have lions and wolves. They have lions? I don't remember lions. And you stayed in your trailer, but they have cabins to rent. Oh. I was hoping that you guys stayed in a tent. Anyway, it's a fun way to spend a day if you're looking for some action with the animals. There we go. Look at all those circles. And the last one we're going to do is Avery's one. She wants purple and pink and gold. So I have purple and I have gold. I'll have to find some pink. And we have really oh, there we go. Here's a scrap of pink. And you see you don't need very much because you're just making little shapes. So this is a very skinny snake, so I'm going to have to make small shapes, I think. Maybe I'll just make little strips. And we can alternate the strips. And I would put a horn on it, but I'm not sure. What could I make the horn out? I could make a horn shape out of this gold. Maybe I will. Let's finish cutting these off yet. That piece of paper had a little cut on, so I had to cut off the edge. So yeah, miniMAG is almost finished for the year. This is our last one. We'll start up again in September. We're just doing the planning, starting to do the planning for it. I'm sure hoping that Parker will be able to come when he goes to kindergarten to plan it around not going to school on Wednesday mornings. Okay, so I have all these little strips, and I'm just going to go gold, pink, purple, gold, pink, purple. I'm going to alternate. So gold. I'm getting very gluey. Pink. Purple. What are other fun things that you guys can do during the summer? You used to be able to go to the police dogs that were in where they do the training in Bowdoin. Hopefully that will be open again now that COVID restrictions are loosening up. There's Sylvan Lake. That's always fun. They have a brand new big playground there. They just built that has a huge tunnel slide. I know the kids will like that. And you can play in the sand. Gull Lake has a fabulous beach. Oh, good. Parker's going to afternoon kindergarten so we can come to miniMAG. That makes me so happy. Here, I need a gold. Now pink. other fun things are there to do? There's all the spray parks are getting turned back on in Red Deer, I believe. Maybe that big lazy river down at Riverbend. That's always fun. Get your bike going. Do lots of biking. I think it's going to be super busy around. Everybody's wanting to get out and about. If you want to go to the national parks or something. Everybody likes to camp. It's kind of hard to find a camping spot because everybody's out camping. But it will be a good summer for sure. And the way it's so hot already, maybe it will be super hot all summer. We'll all be trying to get air conditioning put into our houses or go to the mall where it's cool. Okay, I'm going to trim off some gold so I can use them for the end of my snake. Let's do some snipping here. Flip it over and snip off the pink while I'm at it. Scissors are stuck. Hey Avery, I'm almost done your snake. I have a few more golds to put on. Then we'll have to figure out his horn. Gold. Pink, purple. Put one more gold at the very end. It's looking very unicorny, that's for sure. All right, snip those off. All right, there he is. And now if we want to give him a horn, I'm just going to make a triangle shape. I'll make a big one, and then if we want to trim it, we can. What do you think, Avery? Is that big enough? That's kind of funny. I'm going to give it a big horn. There. And one unicorn snake. Perfect. Okay, I'm just going to tidy my work area up a little bit. Put my scraps away because we're going to get ready to do our weaving. So here's my green. Remember, I want to use the, here, put it this way, there. The bottom edge here is my shorter edge, and I need that. Because remember, we need to weave it through. So the one thing you have to remember when we're making our weaving is we're going to cut strips down, but you can't go all the way to the bottom. So I'm going to put a little mark here so I remember. And it can be like you can stick your thumb here. Doesn't matter how wide it is. But just put a little mark with something so you remember, do not go past this line. It's my stop line. And I'm going to start cutting. I've got my stop little marks. I'm going to flip it around. And I'm going to start cutting strips, going down and stopping. They don't have to be straight. They can be different shapes if you want, or they can be straight. You ready? Let's get going. So I'm going to try cutting some kind of wavy lines so that it kind of looks more like wavy grass. I'm going to stop Remember, can't go past this stop line. Now I still have some wet spots on my grass. Hope your grass is a little bit drier than mine. Got my paint too thick. Should have left it outside a little bit longer. There's my stop line. Gotta stop. Now, if you want to make a weaving so the whole thing is woven, you have to make enough snakes to fill up your whole paper. I only have 5 snakes, so mine definitely isn't going to be enough to fill up my whole paper, but that's okay. I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It seems to work best if you have an odd number of little cuts that you're weaving in. And also if you can kind of make it where they end all pretty much in the same spot. There. So now it looks like this. You put it down. Get your snakes ready because they're ready to start crawling. All right? I'm going to start with the rattlesnake. So he's going to go under, over, under, over, under, over, under. Pull him so his tail is still on one end and his head is on the other. And then you can pull him down. There, that's your first snake. Now your second snake, you want his face going the other way. Remember we had snakes going with different faces, going different directions? So, because I want them to be going each way. You don't have to, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have them alternating. So I'm going to start with his tail. Now here I went under, so now I'm going to go over, over, under, over, under, over, under, over. There he is, head and tail, and you can pull him down. It kind of locks him in place if you pull him down. You don't have to, but you can. So I have a face going this direction, a face going this direction. So now I need a face going facing left. I'm going to start over here. So I've got under, over. So now I need to go under, under, over, under, over. Come on, Mr. Snake. Under, over, under. There. Slide him down. Look at his little face is just peeking out. I can pull him a little bit if I want. There. I'm doing the blue circle, dude. Same thing. I have his face now facing to my right. So under, over, under, over. So over, under, over, under, over, under, over. There we go. And the last one is our unicorn. Here we go. This one is over, so now we do under, over, under, over, under, over, under. We definitely want hers. There. Now if you want it so that it doesn't move around and so that you can take, so that you can't take them out, we can glue each of the ends of the snakes in position. But if you want it so that you can take them out later, then you don't have to do anything. I'm going to cut little triangles, little, make it more pointy so my grass looks like strips of grass. So I'm going to cut them into kind of triangles. So it looks a little grassy. This one looks a little wonky. There, like that. And then I'm going to glue mine, and I'll show you how to do that so that you know. Because I want mine to stay in place. I'm not going to play with them. Just flipping it around here so it's easier to cut the grass tops. One more grass to trim. All right, so I've got all my tops trimmed so it looks like grass. And I want my weaving to be a little bit tight, so I'm just going to pull my snakes down gently so that they're all in place. So they don't move around too much. Pull my unicorn down a lot. I'm going to take my glue stick and I'm going to flip it over to start with. I'm going to pull up each of these and glue it to my snake body. The ones that are flopping up, like that. Now, like I said, you don't need to do this if you want to be able to take them out to play with. I'm just going to glue their heads down to the grass. I'm going to glue their tails, and this is all on the back side. Oops, didn't hit my glue in a very good spot there. Weaving's a fun thing to do. Kind of like it. So now I flipped it back over, and now I have some grass here, and I can put a little glue and just to lock it into position. See, this one pulls up, and put a little glue on this snake, lock it down, put a little glue on this one, lock it down. That will firm it all up so that it's more like a weaving. Now, if I wanted to fill this all up, I probably would have need maybe one, maybe two more snakes at the most. Like this one. See how I put snakes all the way to the top? This one we left some green grass. And there we go. That was super fun. Painting with our feet, making some snakes, and practicing our weaving. Well, boys and girls, I hope you had an excellent time at miniMAG this year. And next year, starting in September, we'll be able to have it hopefully here in the museum all the time. I'm not sure if we'll be doing online ones anymore or not. Maybe we will. We can reach a wider audience. We could probably do both. Anyways, we'll have an excellent summer. And I really hope you come to the museum and see the exhibits and maybe take part in some of the day camps. And I think we also have more art bags to sell if you're interested in that. So just go to our website, the Red Deer Museum and Art Gallery, and we'll have more information. Have a great summer. I hope to see you in the fall. See you later.